Hi everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flour. This is Robin. It has been a little while. I took a 3-week vacation to spend with my family. We did a little bit of traveling and had a really wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope that you did too. It's great to be back, and I'm so glad that you joined me here today. In today's video, I have some cozy Christmas time homemaking inspiration and motivation for you. I love to travel, especially when it means spending extra time with family and friends, so I enjoyed that thoroughly, and I also took a complete social media break during that time, which I highly recommend. Now that we're home, I'm feeling fully recharged, and with some cool weather here in Texas, I'm really in the mood to get our home ready for Christmas. Usually I decorate our home early, I film it all and put it in one video for you guys, but this year I'm going to take a more relaxed and maybe a more realistic approach by sort of decorating as I would like, and that is just taking my time and making that a part of the Christmas celebration. But before we get into the decorating today, I just wanted to show you some of the things that I look forward to when the cooler weather finally rolls into Texas. I love a cozy breakfast, and steel-cut oats is perfect. And if you think you don't like oatmeal, you might really want to try this. I'm not a fan of traditional rolled oatmeal, but I love this, and I have an easy overnight method so that it doesn't take quite so long to get it ready in the morning, and I'll put the instructions down in the description box. To bake when the weather is cool, and my sourdough starter had taken a vacation too, so it was time to feed it and put it to use. One of my favorite resources for all things sourdough is Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone, and I know a lot of you are fans of hers as well, so she needs no introduction from me. But I was excited to see that she has a recipe for a sourdough sandwich loaf that you can make in your bread machine. So I've been really wanting to give this a try, and I will link that recipe down in the description box. I've had our bread machine for years and years. It's a really old model from Williams-Sonoma. I love it. It works great, but there are not a lot of adjustments that you can make. Everything is sort of preset. So I had to figure out how to make my machine work in the way that she was instructing, and it really wasn't all that hard to do. So I'll explain, if you have a really basic machine like mine, what I did, and if you follow her instructions, you'll be able to figure out how to make your machine work as well. I'm totally confident in that. And if you do, I know you're going to appreciate as much as I do having a recipe on hand like this that just really simplifies the entire process, yet gives you such a delicious result. Once you have all of the ingredients in the bread pan, you'll need to select a cycle on your machine that will allow the dough to be kneaded for about 50 minutes. My machine has a pizza pasta dough setting, which goes for about an hour and 40 minutes, which includes kneading and rise time. So once the kneading cycle was finished, that was about 25 minutes, I started it over and let it run for another 25 minutes. Then I let the dough sit in the bread machine for about 6 hours, or until the dough nearly rose to the top of the bread pan. I also followed her instructions to spritz the top of the dough a few times with water to make sure that the dough doesn't dry out on top, and also to help the crust turn golden during the baking step. Because I don't have a baking function option on my bread machine, I decided to give the quick bread method a try, and I just let it run without the pan in there during the kneading cycle, which is not very long, and then let the bread bake once the baking cycle had started. And it actually was totally perfect. So I was glad that I gave that a try. This bread came out perfectly golden. The crust was nice and crispy, but the inside was very soft. The perfect bread for making sandwiches, and it was absolutely delicious. This is such an easy and foolproof method. So no matter what type of functions you have on your bread machine, I know you can figure it out too. And I know you'll be glad you did if you give it a try. Let me know in the comments section if you do. This year I decided to start decorating with the tree, and since we're in a new home we had to figure out the best location, and of course when I got the lights out there was a strand that wasn't working, so I had to replace our lights. I found some from Walmart that are LED and were specified as a warm light. I would say these are lacking a little bit in the warm department, but they worked, and instead of wrapping the tree in lights like I've always done, I decided to give the sort of vertical application method a try. And so what I did was start on 1/3 of the tree at the bottom and working in sort of an S pattern towards the top and back down again. I covered our tree in lights and I really love the way it turned out. It's a much easier method for one person, and I think it's going to be a lot easier when it comes to taking the lights off as well. Because these are LED lights, they give the appearance that they are sort of twinkling in a wave pattern, and that is just because of the frame rate of my camera, and it does not look like that in real life. So if you are contemplating LED lights, I would recommend them. They work great. They are more energy efficient, and they are a little bit safer because they don't get hot like incandescent bulbs. I'm enjoying a very nostalgic Christmas this year. I have music that I used to listen to when I was growing up in our home, and all of the ornaments are ones that have been collected over time since Patrick and I have been married and the kids were growing up. So each ornament holds some special meaning, and although it's not a beautiful Pinterest, theme styled tree, I love it and I really enjoyed taking my time decorating it this year. Starting at Christmas time and throughout the cold months of winter, our family loves tea, especially chai tea right now, and hot cocoa. In fact, I think I'm going to set up a hot cocoa tea bar in our home for Christmas. I'm going to show you that soon. But I've been loving my teapot from Caraway Home. It's such a beautiful piece and so functional, and I love everything I have from Caraway Home. I have their cookware and their bakeware, and right now if you use my link and code in the description box, you can get get 20% off site-wide at Caraway Home. So if you want to treat yourself, or you have someone on your Christmas list that would love some gorgeous bakeware, cookware, or a teapot like this, then use my link and code, which you'll find down in the description box, to check them out. This is also the time of year to start planning for 2023, and I just got my new Erin Condren Life Planner. I love paper planners. They really keep me on track, and if you like them or you have someone on your Christmas list that does, there are some great deals going on at Erin Condren right now, so I'll have a link in the description box for them as well. I'll also link a video where I show you how I use mine. I just find that it really helps me with my productivity and helping me keep on track as a busy homemaker. They're super practical, but also such high quality, and they have so many wonderful features, like these beautiful stickers that you can use to embellish as you plan. Erin Condren has so many items right now that will make perfect gifts. I absolutely love these lined notebooks. The colors that they have this year are beautiful, and I'll definitely be gifting these. They make amazing stocking stuffers. I use them myself for Bible study and for journaling. And to go with them, they have the most gorgeous markers, pens, and highlighters. So I picked up some of those to color coordinate, and I'm going to really enjoy using these in January as I start planning for the new year. In addition to all of the great planning tools that you'll find at Erin Condren, they have so many other gift ideas as well. And I found one for a friend that's a little bit unusual, because where we live in Texas, you have to have a clear purse in order to enter a football game or even some concerts and other venues downtown Austin. So they have tote bags that are clear. They even call them stadium bags. And I got one for a friend and for myself because we like to attend football games for her son who's in the marching band, and so hopefully she's not watching so this won't spoil her gift. But they have tote bags in canvas and leather as well. So many items. So if you're looking for some unique items for family and friends, check them out and use my link in the description box. If you know me, you know that I keep decor to a minimum, except at Christmas time. I go a little bit more overboard, but at the same time, I like to keep things pretty simple. And I usually do things pretty much the same way each year. But since we're in a new home, I am figuring out new locations for the old decor that I had before, and just for ways to give it a little bit of life, something new, something a little bit different. So I had this idea to use the trays that I normally keep on this table to elevate the Dickens village that I inherited from my mom. And she has a huge collection, and she was looking to pare down. So several years ago, she gave us some of her pieces, and I really enjoyed displaying them. And I had fun with figuring out a new way to do that this year. Our nativity scene is one of the things that is near and dear to my heart, and one of the things that I always want to display early on at Christmas time and really enjoy in a location where we can see it all of the time. So I'm going to put it on this table that's next to the TV, right next to the fireplace, and this is the same location that we had it in our previous home, and I always enjoyed it. So I'm glad to do that again here, only this time I'm going to leave room for our turntable so that we can enjoy Christmas music throughout the season as well. I usually get lots of questions about where to purchase the items that I use to decorate our home at Christmas time. And truth be told, almost all of them are gifts that we received throughout the years, and many we've had for a very long time. But I've done my best to gather as many as I could find in the holiday section of my Amazon store, and you can find the link for that down in the description box. This straw star from Switzerland is very special to us. It belonged to Patrick's aunt, and we usually have it displayed in our front window. But this year I thought this would be a better location, and I really love how it turned out. This week, I almost finished decorating in the living room. I still have an idea for the mantle. It's a very simple one, and I haven't gotten to the kitchen yet, so I'm going to do all of that in next week's video, so I hope you'll come back for that. If you enjoyed today's video, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and if you haven't done so already, we would love to have you subscribe here at Faith and Flour. We have an amazing group of subscribers. I really appreciate all of the well wishes that you gave me while it was on break. I really missed you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. So leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.